This illustration represents the layout of Singapore's public residences, with over 1 million state-constructed apartments, providing shelter to an impressive 80 of Singapore's populace. Even more fascinating is that 90 of these inhabitants actually hold ownership over their dwellings. How is this plausible? In many parts of the globe, state-subsidized housing is associated with subpar quality, higher crime rates, and societal stigmatization. However, in Singapore, the scenario is reversed. It's a desirable locale, even for the affluent, and there's a valid rationale for it. The attractive apartments are scattered throughout Singapore's 24 emerging towns and 3 estates, functioning as independent microcosms equipped with parks, schools, retail complexes, fitness centers, and healthcare facilities. Citizens primarily venture out for work, and commuting is hassle-free thanks to Singapore's efficient subway system, the MRT readily accessible at their doorstep. This, along with the city's light rail transit network, ensures smooth commuting throughout the city. Singapore's transformation from slums to an urban utopia is nothing less than a modern-day wonder. This metamorphosis commenced under the governance of Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore's inaugural Prime Minister, resulting in an unrivaled urban planning model that's nothing short of ingenious. However, this achievement was not without some dubious and surreptitious strategies, which I'll delve into shortly. Still, I must emphasize that as I further investigated, I understood that this island city-state, just half the size of a metropolitan area, is truly unique. London has not only transformed urban planning, but it has also succeeded in reshaping the societal structure. However, this accomplishment didn't happen instantaneously. The concept of public housing was first implemented in Singapore in 1927, during its tenure as a British colony. The initiative, known as the Singapore Improvement Trust, SIT, was a response to the burgeoning population struggling with inadequate living conditions in shantytowns and improvised dwellings. The situation was further exacerbated by regional conflicts stemming from Singapore's role as a military base. Despite continuous efforts over 3 decades, the SIT managed to construct a mere 23,000 units, barely providing for 9% of the population. When Singapore achieved autonomy in 1959, the largely unsuccessful SIT was dissolved and supplanted by the Housing and Development Board, HDB. Though the financial assistance from the newly formed government bolstered the HDB, a significant challenge lay ahead, persuading thousands of people from closely knit communities to relocate to the new high-rise buildings. This was a daunting task in the face of escalating racial tensions within the multicultural city-state of Singapore. However, an unexpected event occurred. An unaccounted fire erupted in one of the informal settlements, leaving thousands homeless. The HDB's successful effort to provide housing for the displaced populace earned widespread public endorsement, subsequently laying the groundwork for future policy implementations. The initial measure was the Fire Site Provision Act, which enabled the government to claim land devastated by fires or natural disasters. It was succeeded by the momentous Land Acquisition Act, which provided a legal structure for the state to procure private land, essentially giving them comprehensive control. This was a key juncture in Singapore's history, but Lee's subsequent move was the real game changer. He desired not merely to create a population of tenants, but to foster a nation of property owners. According to him, this would instill a stake in the country and foster a potent sense of belonging. With the introduction of the home ownership scheme, individuals could use the funds from the compulsory government savings program to buy a home. This is known as the Central Provident Fund, CPF, in which residents under the age of 55 are obligated to contribute 20 of each paycheck, with employers pitching in an additional 17. This strategy was highly successful, with house purchases being the primary reason for most CPF withdrawals in Singapore to this day. As the construction market soared, a new and distinct issue arose: how to steer clear of creating dreadful apartments similar to those in Hong Kong, which, for most inhabitants, have become a living nightmare. The HDB addressed this by integrating nature throughout the city and thoughtfully positioning high and low-rise buildings, public spaces, and parks to not obstruct natural air circulation. No new clusters replicate the same aesthetic style or color scheme, giving each structure a unique appearance. The apartments themselves come in a variety of shapes and sizes. The apartments vary from 1 to 5 bedrooms, ensuring everyone's requirements are met. Governed by the state, they're accessible, reasonably priced, and high quality. Despite the commendation, critics note that these are 99-year leases, with the state owning all units and 90 of land in Singapore, an uncommon scenario in the West. Regardless, Singapore has united diverse cultures in a manner unparalleled elsewhere. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.